Hey Magic fans, welcome back. Captain Clyde here. Got some pretty interesting Magic news. Probably heard by now. But we're going to talk about this video a little bit. We're going to talk about Modern Horizons 2. So this is late Tuesday night for me. Probably really late for you guys since I'm on the West Coast. But they've already announced that Modern Horizons 2. They're talking about there will be pre-release packs. And it will release on June 11th. So we can only hope to God that we can actually go play Magic so we can open these pre-release packs, because I really think it'll be epic. Oh my God, will it be cool. Not only with that, Modern Horizons is going to have not only the pre-release packs for pre-release, but they're going to have regular boxes, set boxes, and collector boxes. So buckle up the bootstrap, boys, and break out the ramen, because you're going to spend half your year's salary to buy some of these cards. Because we already know Modern Horizons 2, easily $150 a box, maybe even $2, depending on how Wizards of the Coast wants to stick it to us. Set boosters, easy, I think $250 to $3, maybe more than that. And when it's all said and done, collector boosters for Modern Horizons, I mean, come on, the boxes are already 150 to $200, probably easy, which means the collector boosters are $400 to $500 a box. I mean, for the love of God, that's just ridiculous. But people will probably buy them. And why is that? Fetch lands. Everybody wants them fetch lands. Ooh. But one thing we probably should talk about when it comes to those fetch lands is the fact that what if they do the same thing they did with Zendikar Rising and you get fetch lands only in collector boosters? I think that'd be real crappy. At the same time, I kind of hope they do, only because I happen to have quite a few Zendikar collector boosters, and if that's the only way they're going to hand them out, they're not going to be in actual packs. I think it's going to make the Zendikar boosters go up a lot higher for collector boosters. But also the downside to that also means the collector boosters are going to be outrageous. Like I said, 4, 5, maybe even $600 a box. And I know some of you probably thinking, but Clyde, why wouldn't you just want them in regular boosters? Because if they're in regular boosters, that means the collector boosters are always going to be foil. I think they're not ready for that yet, because that will really drive down the price. However, it will drive up the price of the regular box, which in turn will drive up set boxes and collector boosters. I think the only way we keep regular Modern Horizons 2 cheap is to keep fetch lands out of them. But I think it's really going to be half a dozen one, 6 the other. And we're going to be taking out small home loans to buy this product. So that's just me personally. Do what you want with that, guys. So it's coming out June 11th. They'll have the enemy fetch lands in it. I do look forward to the set. I myself am trying to nickel and dime some money up just so I can get a couple extra boxes just to put back, because I really think the Modern Horizons 2 set's going to be one to watch for as far as value goes. I think it's going to be flat value for a while, just because there'll be so much in the marketplace. But I think long term, it's going to be a really, really good set to keep sealed, just because of fetch lands. As long as they don't reprint fetch lands over and over and over, which at the rate they're going, that'll never happen because we can't get them to print them to begin with. Now, number 2, got some cards here to talk about. So my buddy Alex made some comments. He's a new viewer. He says, Clyde, I got a Tybalt. It's showcase. It's foil. It's worth a lot of money. Do I keep it? Do I sell it? What should I do with it? Well, to be honest, Alex, I don't think there's really a good answer for that. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, if you just want Tybalts to play, like in standard or what have you, I would probably just say sell it. Currently, right now, that Tybalt's going for, and that says market price today. SCG is looking like 69, or in American dollars, 67.99. TCG players doing 79.99. It's roughly the same with shipping. And then you have TCG player saying the light played ones are 59, and then the normal ones start at 67, which is the same thing that they're going for on SCG. On SCG, strangely enough, they're $67.99, but they're on sale. They don't have any of them, obviously. And the on-sale price was $79.99. So I'm really thinking around 65, 68 to 70 is like where the market price probably should be. And the thing to warn you about with that is if you do keep the card, I do think at some point it will drop in value of some kind, just because the set's just brand new coming out. People are going to crack more of them. They're going to be more prevalent. Unless there's really a deck that breaks it, I don't think the money value is going to keep going up. Especially with the new rules with Tybalt's trickery and so forth, and how they changed that. But once again, that's personal preference, and one of the reasons I want to talk about that is I'll talk a little bit about some of the cards I have here. So here you have your regular old Grim Lavamancer, right? From back in the day. Man, I missed that. What is that? Odyssey, I think. But anyway, so this is one of my Grim Lavamancers I used to use for a deck. I never ended up using 4. I only ever ended up using 2, especially for Modern. But the one thing I really liked is I came across this version here. And is it really worth more? Not really. Do I think it's cool? Oh, yeah. Like, that's just spiffy to all hell. So I play these in my decks just because they look nice. Different foreign. Now, foreign cards don't sell very well either, so you can normally get these cheaper, even though they do look nicer. But a lot of people aren't in the market for these because, well, I mean, they can't read them. So, same thing kind of goes with the Tybalt. I think it's going to be one of those things where, as we talk about things, is it just, hey, I have a Tybalt I like to play, ooh, or is it, hey, look at me flex with my Tybalt and how sweet it is. So this is these are a couple of cards I got from my set booster box openings. Obviously, I kept a 4 set of Vorinclex. I didn't get a 4th one of these. So I actually sold the 4th one of these that I got because I got this one. How cool is it? They don't make cards very often with Phyrexian text on it. So I know it's worth like twice as much, but I think it's just going to get more valuable as it goes on. Could it drop in price if I keep it? Yeah, it could easily. Just for the simple fact that people crack more packs and what have you. But even if that happens, I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to keep it because I think it's nice. Also, it's a great commander card. I mean, there's a lot of combos with it. So I think it's worth keeping. Here's another example here. Everybody remember this little fella? Nice foily Oko, Thief of Crowns. So I bought this for around $78 back when Oko was real big. Right now, it's actually worth $110 even with all the bans. And what I was really specking on at the time was I was going to buy a bunch of these because I thought, if they're $75, like surely that's going to go up in price. It's in every format, so forth and so on. And then the bans started coming, and I only was able to get a hold of one of them in a comfortable range, which was like $75. I didn't want to pay $100. I didn't think it was worth more than that, honestly. And then even after all the bans, this is still a $100 card, $110. So did I make any money? No. Do I think it's a good buy? I think so. I mean, it's only one, and who knows? Maybe one day this will be worth something. But until then, at least the price value didn't go down. Another example here. Textless Wrath of God foil. I mean, it cost me like $20. It's still worth $20. Do I want to sell it? No, because I'm not gonna make any money, and B, if I'm gonna play Wrath of God, like I want to play this. I mean, I know it's foil. Back when foils didn't bend. Check it out. That's amazing, right? Oh, straight foil. Anyway, I just think it's nice. So value go up or down. I think it's a great card, and it's just not something I want to sell. And to go even further into that kind of conversation, how many of you guys know what this is? So, Clytus says Japan Junior Tournament League. Yeah, so this is when we actually had a junior circuit in the Magic way back in the day with the DCI. This is actually a giant growth. So, believe it or not, I found 4 of these in good condition. I'll even show you the back here. A little bit of chip right there. But I found them in a quarter box for a quarter piece. So I bought a whole play set of 4. And that was all they had. And the reason I did it is Giant Growth keeps reprint quite a lot. It's a good card to use. I mean, and for me, I just think this thing is sweet. Is it worth more than a quarter? I mean, it is to me. Is it to somebody else? I mean, probably not, because Giant Growth is kind of outdated. But this to me is just too sweet. Like, it's a piece of history. I love it, and I'm always going to keep it, until I sell off my entire collection. And even then, maybe I pull it out just for memorabilia's sake because, man, this thing is sweet. Because I even did actually play these in decks way back in the day when Giant Growth got reprinted. And I put these in there, just to flex. And people were like, wow, what is that? And I'm like, well, that's a Giant Growth and you're dead. But yeah, conversation pieces, cards like this, conversation piece cards, like your Valky, the Vorinclex of the world, the Okos, the weird Grim Lavamancers, those are all just cool things that, yeah, they're worth money and maybe they go up, maybe they go down. But it's really about what do you want? What do you want to have? So a couple of good examples for a couple of my friends. One of my friends pulled a Ren 6 foil back when Modern Horizons 1 first came out. I didn't think it was a good card. Clearly, I was wrong. But the thing is, when it came out, it was like $150 or something like that. And he said, what should I do? I said, dude, for $150, I would just sell that thing. I mean, because, seriously, are you going to play with one Ren 6 foil? Or are you going to buy, 3 more to make a play set and put it in an all-foil deck? Yeah, maybe, but, the amount of money in Modern it takes to do that, that's just not something we have. Or at least we didn't have, right, back then. And so he sold it for $150 or $200 or whatever it was at the time. And then it spiked to $500. And he's madder than heck at me. And I'm like, dude, look, the cards go up and they go down. You can't guarantee that foil or that card would have been that good if the environment wasn't right for it. For example, right now, Ren 6 is only going for $250, which is close to what he sold it for way back in the day. So would he have made money if he held on to it? Yeah. But did that money do him any better at the time? I mean, I don't know, maybe. It depends really what he spent it on. So I think that's really something you got to think about, Alex, when you think about, hey, I got a really pricey, expensive card. Should I sell it? A, are you going to play it? Because if you play it, you're automatically going to take the value down if you're not careful with it because it's going to get damaged. It's going to get bent. Some people have a bad habit, and I'll do it to this Lavamancer here. When cards like that are on the table and somebody does something to it, sometimes they take their fingernail and they're like, and that card. And then it puts a dent in it, and you could damage it. It could slide out. While you're playing with it, you could spill pop on it. You could do a lot of things that you could just lose all that money value that it's worth. Or you could sell it, get more playable cards, like one of the regular cards that is a regular Valky, plus extra cards that you might need for your deck, and actually build your collection and have a higher chance of those cards being worth more. Because I really think when Valky rotates out of Standard, it's going to be a cheap card because nobody's going to cast that for the actual cost in Modern. Maybe even Legacy. Now, there may be a time when, it might show up in a sneak and tell deck or show and tell deck or something like that, something with omnipresence, where you just cast stuff for free and just start throwing stuff on the battlefield. But, once again, for 7 mana and how you can cheat it in, it's a planeswalker, it's not a creature on the flip side. So, a lot of those things you have to take into consideration. And me personally, I would probably just sell it for the money and open and bust more packs or get cards that I need. If you don't need those cards, there's a good chance that the value will stay high for a while, especially since it's just out. And maybe you want to hang on to it until Strixhaven comes out, because once Strixhaven comes out, that'll really tell the tale of whether or not that's going to be a card that's played in Strixhaven. You know what I mean? Because there may be a random color pie set in Strixhaven that may work with it, but right now it's what is that? Rakdos? Rakdos isn't in Strixhaven, so I don't think it's gonna get much support. That doesn't mean there won't be good cards in Strixhaven to make it want to be played. And maybe we go back to 3 color decks again when Strixhaven comes out, depending on the land cycle. But nobody really knows because we haven't seen any cards yet, so it's hard to go into that kind of thing. So I really don't have any good advice to tell you, Alex. If you need the money, get the money. If you don't need the money, what's the card worth to you? Are you going to play it? Are you going to get something out of it? Not a lot of the newer cards really go up in value and stay high. that go through standard just because of power levels and things like that in modern. So I don't know. Me personally, I'd probably sell it and get some more cards for my play sets and what have you. But if you're one of those guys that likes that bling, you know, especially if you got your whole deck, because if you just got one card in there, it's going to warp. It's going to turn into a Pringle. You know, it's going to be easy to find. You may be accused of cheating or whatever. But if you're going to foil out a whole deck, then by Joe, have at it. Or if you're one of those commander players, EDH, or any kind of one for all or one only, or, you know, one of those kind of formats where you only get one copy and you want to make a bling deck with it, I mean, that's probably nothing sweeter, right? So it's really up to you on what your personal preference is and what you're looking for. So thanks for the comment, Alex. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to probably wrap the video up there, guys. We're already at 15 minutes. I'm just kind of blabbing. Like, subscribe, click the little bell, get notifications every day when my new channel, my new videos get posted. Like I mentioned before, if you guys haven't caught the other videos, I've got 6 more draft boosters coming for Kaldheim. I'm going to open those. Hopefully find another one of these little fellas. He's lonely by himself. To finish out my set. And also give you guys an EV of 6 draft boosters versus 6 set boosters. I'm trying to get a hold of some Commander Legend booster boxes to open those. My supplier ran out. I'm still trying to weasel some out of him. So maybe later we can get those after the draft booster boxes. Also, I still have one more VIP loose pack, which I'm really thinking I'm going to do for Friday, because what better way to start off the weekend than cracking a sweet $100 pack of cards, right? So, once again, guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, support the channel for me. I really appreciate it. And as always, play some Magic with your friends and family. And remember, be kind, guys. Until next time, see you then.